Why does the letter A in car and father sounds different? Similar to how astronomy is the science of space and how anatomy is the science of the body, linguistics is the science of language. This video will cover the 5 main parts of linguistics: phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. Phonology is the study of how sounds are organized and used in natural languages, and even the patterns that occur among the sounds. The distinct units of sounds in any language that distinguish one word from another are called phonemes, like P, B, D, and T. To describe phonemes in writing, we use a system called the International Phonetic Alphabet, which consists of over 100 symbols. Allophones are distributional variants of a single phoneme. For example, kill is aspirated. Its pronunciation is accompanied by an explosive puff of air. With a palm held in front of the mouth, skill is demonstrably pronounced unaspirated. And in English, the T sounds in the words hit, tip, and little are allophones. Phonemically, they are considered to be the same sound, although they are different phonetically in terms of aspiration, voicing, and point of articulation. Complementary distribution is the mutually exclusive relationship between two phonetically similar segments. It exists when one segment occurs in an environment where the other segment never occurs. As H is found only as an onset and never as a coda. For example, happy. While the sound ng occurs only as a coda and never as an onset. For example, long. Natural classes are similar sounds that are grouped together according to a binary system because they share some features together. For example, there are voiceless stops, voiced stops, and voiceless fricatives. Voiceless stops such as p, t, and k. Voiced stops as b, d, and g. And finally, voiceless fricatives such as f, th, s, sh, and h. Minimal pairs are a group of words that vary by only a single sound. For example, B and P, bin and pin, toll and pole, beep and peep, bowl and goal, beach and peach. It's important to note that phonology and phonetics are not synonymous. Phonetics studies the nature of speech sounds, including production by the vocal tract and perception by the auditory system, while phonology studies how speech sounds form systems and patterns. Morphology is the study of words, how they are formed, and how they interact with one another in the language. The smallest units of language with meaning are called morphemes. There are 2 types of morphemes, free and bound. Free morphemes are simple words that can stand alone, like the word friend. Bound morphemes must be used with a free morpheme to form a word and can stand alone, like Lee in friendly. Free morphemes are sub-branched into lexical morphemes and functional morphemes. The lexical morphemes are the one that carries the meaning, while the functional morphemes have grammatical function. Bound morphemes are also sub-branched into 2 groups: derivational morphemes and inflectional morphemes. Derivational morphemes change the grammatical category, while the inflectional one changed what a word does in terms of grammar. So let's take a look at the word love. We can change its meaning by adding morphemes. Love itself is a noun. Lovely, loving, and loved are adjectives, and lovingly is an adverb. By adding on morphemes, we are changing the morphology of the word. Syntax studies the set of rules that concerns the structure and formation of sentences. There are 8 different parts of speech that a sentence can include. You may be familiar with adjectives, nouns, verbs, and adverbs, but there are also determiners, auxiliary verbs, prepositions, and conjunctions. A determiner is a word or affix that modifies and expresses reference, like that ice cream. An auxiliary verb modifies a verb to form tense or mood, like she's singing. A preposition goes before a noun or pronoun to express a relation to another word or element in a sentence, like the dog near the window. Lastly, a conjunction is a word that connects clauses and sentences, like coffee and sugar. To represent the syntactic structure of a sentence, we can create and interpret syntax trees. These are created by using branches of noun, verb, and prepositional phrases. Semantics is the study of the meaning behind morphemes, words, phrases, and sentences. The 2 types of semantics are connotative and denotative. Connotative expresses imaginative and emotional meanings, while denotative expresses the literal and dictionary meaning. For example, in everyday use, a child might make use of semantics to understand a mom's directive to do your chores, as do your chores whenever you feel like it. However, the mother was probably saying do your chores right now. Pragmatics is the study of words and the relationships with the speakers of these voices depending on the context. It looks beyond the literal meaning of language, diving into how both direct and indirect meanings are created. Let's take a look at this example. Will you crack open the door? I'm getting hot. Semantically, the word crack would mean to break, but pragmatically, we know that the speaker means to open the door just a little to let in some air. There are differences between semantics and pragmatics. Semantics has a more internal focus on the meaning of expressions, while pragmatics has some more external focus on context and implied meaning. All languages across the globe seem very different, but at the end, they all exist because of the same 5 branches of linguistics. Thanks to these branches, we are able to connect, communicate, and share our lives with each other. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy it.